The music stops abruptly. A glass shatters. "Get her out of here," Elias Thorne hissed, his face turning a dangerous shade of pale. He wasn't looking at the dozens of investors or the press cameras. He was looking at the woman standing at the edge of his penthouse balcony, Maya Vance, the woman he'd spent 5 years trying to erase. She wasn't crying, she wasn't begging. She was wearing a dress that cost more than Elias's first car and holding a legal folder that was about to set his entire empire on fire. "I'm not a guest, Elias," Maya said, her voice cutting through the silence like a blade. "I'm the owner." The crowd gasped. Elias tried to laugh, but it came out as a choke. "You're a ghost, Maya. You have nothing." Actually, a new voice boomed from the back of the room. It was Julian Vane, the most feared venture capitalist in the city. "She has 18% of everything you've ever built, and I'm here to make sure you pay up." Before we find out how Maya pulled off this impossible trap, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss the ending of this betrayal. 4 years ago, the world didn't know the name Thorne Logistics. Back then, it was just 2 people in a humid basement in Lagos, living on coffee and a dream. Elias was the face. He had the charm and the suit. But Maya was the brain. While Elias was out at bars trying to network, Maya was hunched over a laptop building the Nexus, a predictive algorithm that could move freight across the globe faster than a human could think. "We're going to be legends, Maya," Elias had whispered to her one night as they shared a single plate of food. "Partners in everything, forever." Maya believed him. She didn't notice when he started filing the patents in his name only. She didn't notice when he changed the company registration to a solo CEO structure. She was too busy coding the future. The betrayal didn't happen all at once. It happened in a boardroom. The day of the first major investment from Apex Capital, Elias told Maya to stay in the office. "Investors want a singular visionary, Maya. It's a psychological thing. They need to see one captain at the helm. I'll tell them it was all us, I promise." Maya watched from the hallway as Elias walked into that room with her laptop, presenting her code and taking a $10 million check for himself. When he walked out, he didn't look like her partner anymore. He looked like a stranger. "The board thinks a romantic partner is a risk to the company," Elias told her that night, not even looking her in the eye. "We're letting you go, Maya. I've authorized a small severance. It's more than fair." If you think Elias is a monster for doing that to his own partner, drop a Team Maya in the comments right now. He didn't just break her heart. He stole her identity. Within 6 months, Elias Thorne was on the cover of every business magazine. Maya Vance? She was just a disgruntled ex-employee according to the official company history. But Elias made one fatal mistake. He thought Maya was broken. He didn't realize she was calculating. When the divorce papers were served, Elias's high-priced lawyers laughed. The company was technically worth very little on paper at that exact moment. They offered her a tiny settlement. Maya sat in the cold glass office, staring at Elias. "I don't want your cash, Elias. I want a contingent equity clause. 18% of the company, triggered only if you ever receive a Series C investment of $50 million or more." Elias smirked. $50 million? Maya, we're barely at 5. You're betting on a miracle that will never happen. "I'm betting on my code," she replied. Take a second to smash that like button if you've ever wanted to see a genius woman get her revenge on a toxic billionaire. He signed it without reading the fine print. To him, it was a way to get rid of her for free. To her, it was a ticking time bomb. For 3 years, Maya went underground. She didn't go to the press. She didn't post on social media. She went to Julian Vane, Elias's biggest rival. She didn't show Julian a sob story. She showed him the real source code. She showed him the fingerprints she had left deep inside the Nexus algorithm, hidden lines of code that proved Elias didn't even know how his own company worked. "He's a fraud, Julian," Maya had said, "and I can give you the keys to the kingdom." Back on the rooftop, the tension is suffocating. "This is a private event," Elias shouted, looking at the security guards. "Get them out!" "Actually, Elias," Julian Vane stepped forward, holding up his phone. "I just closed the Series C funding round for Thorne Logistics. $60 million. I signed the wire transfer 10 minutes ago." Elias froze. The color drained from his lips. You invested?" "I did," Julian smiled. "And according to the legal settlement you signed 4 years ago, that investment just triggered a mandatory equity transfer, 18% of the total shares, to Maya Vance." Maya stepped closer to Elias. The cameras were now flashing at her, not him. "You told everyone I was a support person, Elias. You told the board I was just a helper. But the Nexus algorithm only runs on my unique encryption keys. Keys that I'm taking with me tonight unless you step down as chairman." Elias looked at his current girlfriend, a young socialite who was now backing away from him in embarrassment. He looked at his board of directors, who were already whispering and looking at their phones. "You can't do this," Elias whispered. "The company will collapse without me." "The company already collapsed," Maya said, "the moment you started believing your own lies. I built this empire, Elias. I'm just here to collect the keys." As Maya and Julian walked toward the elevator, the sound of the party faded behind them. Elias was left standing in the center of the room, a billionaire with an empty title and a crumbling reputation. Maya looked out at the city lights. For the first time in 5 years, she wasn't a ghost. She was the architect. "So," Julian asked as the elevator doors closed, "what's the first move for the new Thorne Logistics?" Maya smiled. "First, we changed the name." If you enjoyed this journey of justice and romance, don't forget to subscribe for more billionaire stories. Thanks for watching.